is Making Things Happen. I'm Hanisha Lalwani. Welcome to my show. In today's episode, you're going to hear from Sally Maier-Yip. Sally is the founder and managing director of 11K Consulting, a China specialist communications consultancy, which she founded in 2015. Based in London and Shanghai, Sally and her team garner awareness for brands looking to target Chinese investors and high net worth individuals. And her agency does so through delivering tailored communication strategies based on unique cultural and market insights. Sally lives in London with her husband and 2 boys. She's an award-winning woman entrepreneur and also the co-founder of the Chinese Mums in Business Club. Her life's mission is to be a positive influence on people around her. Let's learn how Sally makes things happen. Sally, welcome to my podcast, Making Things Happen. I'm so pleased to have you here today. When we first met last year, I think it was back in October, there was something so humble about you, something so human and so personable. You were so approachable, and I found an instant connect with you. In addition, you are in PR. I started my career at a PR agency. So there was definitely something that really made me feel very comfortable, approaching you and creating this connection. And since we met, we've spoken so many times. So I'm so happy that you are here on my podcast today.
Thank you. Thanks, Hanisha, for having me today. I'm very grateful. We make the connection and now we are going to share our journey together. Thank you.
I'm excited. So you have had a very interesting career, Sally. Your career trajectory started when you were a reporter with the South China Morning Post and then with Thomson Reuters. After this, you moved into the dark side, working with several PR agencies, including Weber Shandwick, until February of 2015, when you started your own PR agency, 11K Consulting. Could you speak to me about this huge shift from journalism to PR, which happens but does not happen often enough?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for asking me this question. So I think it's all started with my passion for writing. So I studied journalism and communications back in Hong Kong and Singapore, like 20 years ago. So I know I always like writing, and that's how I started my internship and experience with South China Post and Reuters in Hong Kong and Singapore. Fortunately or unfortunately, I failed my first job interview at SMP, and I thought, I already ended my career before I even started. So that's how I started to look for alternative. And then actually, PR is great because PR, you also get to write a lot. You can talk to many people, and what's great about PR is that you can transfer your skill quite easily from one country to another country. So that's how I really fell in love with PR when I started my career with Weber Shandwick in Hong Kong, and then moved to Singapore and then London. To the point that I realized there is a gap in the market that I could run my own business, helping businesses in the West to connect with the Chinese-speaking audience. So that's how kind of my journey evolved over time.
What was that eureka moment, Sally, that made you switch from a stable full-time job in an agency to starting your business and dipping your toes into a very scary world of entrepreneurship? What was that one moment, if you can share?
Yeah, so I think it was a bit of calling for my heart, I feel. Like I was working in the PR world for 10 years at the time. So in Hong Kong, Singapore, and London. So I felt I have done quite a lot in PR. I've seen quite a lot in PR. and to the point I felt very demotivated when I went to work. I felt like I'm just repeating doing the same
Same
job.
cycle.
I thought I want some challenges, but I don't know what kind of challenges I wanted. So then I spoke to my unofficial Andy at the time, and Andy said, how about you go out and find your own client? That's really triggered me to try to do something on my own. I never thought of being an entrepreneur. No one in my family
Oh,
uh,
wow.
has the experience
That
of running
background.
their own business. So it was a totally new concept to me as well. But I guess it's that feeling of wanting to do more, trying to make your life more fulfilling. And then at the time, Andy came up and gave me the idea. And that's how I really started to explore running my own business, and then realizing there was a gap in the market doing what we are doing now.
I mean, it's remarkable. You felt a sense of monotony in your life, and then you took that step, a bold move to figure out what it is that you want, and then you made it happen, which is why you're on my podcast. You know, you made things happen. You mentioned your PR agency has a niche. You particularly work with brands to help them gain recognition in China and with Chinese investors across the world. How did you identify this gap in the market? And then how did you position yourself as the expert to provide the solution?
Yes. So I think it came to me when I was also looking for jobs in London. So I really wanted to use my Chinese language skills, my
Right.
understanding of Asia in London. And then I realized though global PR agency do not really lead me in some way because they have local offices back in Asia. And
Yeah.
then UK PR agency do not really understand, do not really get it, why I care about the Chinese market 10
Hmm.
years ago. And then I said, actually, me being Chinese, sitting in London, understanding the East, understanding the West, actually is the niche that we can try to make it work. And that's how I realized that there was a gap in the market. And at the time, I guess China was still kind of starting. So it was a great opportunity, like at the beginning of the journey, when people started to look to the East to think about those opportunities
Right.
that could bring to the company.
So could you tell me how you won your first client?
Yes, yes. So it was not so difficult in the sense that I think it's Andy who helped me to.
Andy's your mentor?
Yes, I call him my unofficial mentor because we never had the mentoring relationship, but he always
Yeah,
gives great advice at the right time. So now
I see.
yeah, so that's how I describe him. So basically, he told me that if you really want to run your own business, like start with your existing relationship, tell them that you are
Mhm.
going to do this, and have 4 to 5 coffee every week. By the end of the month, you will have 25 coffee. And if you cannot get one lead out of this meeting, then there's something wrong with yourself. But that's how I started. Just tell my immediate network, people who already trusted me, to tell them that I'm going to do this. And that's how I found my first client, Burlington Arcade, which is a luxury shopping arcade in London. I
Wow.
did not even approach them. And it was through a business connection who know that I'm doing this, and then told Burlington
They
Arcade,
introduced.
who was actually our ex-client of my old
I
UKPR
see.
agency. But I did not think about, I should talk to them. Anyway, so it come back to me, and I told my old boss, Burlington Arcade, come to us for a business proposal. Is that okay? And then my old boss said, yes, go for it. We don't do China comms. So that's
Wow.
how
Remarkable.
how we got our first client in the first month. Through existing network. So it's always starting with your own existing network because they already know you, whether they
Correct.
cold calling, and you don't have clients at the time. So why they would trust you? So it's very
Mm.
much about leveraging on your connections
Network.
uh,
Yeah.
to start with. Yeah. And then it will get
Fantastic.
easier as you have more proof points and success stories to say. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So 25 coffees in the first month, and you got your first client, a luxury shopping arcade. That is remarkable. And now it's been 10 years since you
Yes.
have been running your own business. So from one client to multiple clients, which means that you have not just been a PR and communications expert, but you have also been the sales lead for your agency, driving new leads, and heading your business development tactics. Uh, Talk to me about how you ensure that there are always clients coming, working with 11K. How is it that you're running the sales for your business?
Yeah, yeah. I did not realize when I sell my own business, I became the salesperson because I never did sales in my previous job,
Yeah.
and I was never like trained to do new business, which was a new skill to me. And I thought I was not a good person to do sales because I thought like, oh, I have to keep bombarding people. But over the time, over the past 10 years, to be honest, no single client we needed to pitch. It's all kind of organic. People were
Wow.
coming to us or people's heard about us. So we wouldn't go into a pitch meeting per se. And on reflection, I think it's because starting with your own positioning, if there's really a demand for your services, it is
Mm.
it's not something fancy I created, but no one wants to have it or buy it. But it is kind of
Right.
also responding to the market lead. There is a lead for that market expertise, um, uh, and then really do great jobs. In the sense,
Mm.
if you do great job, your client will keep you. Your client will recommend you to other people. You have something genuine to share, to showcase how you can help people. So I realize sales is very much about getting your product right, really thinking through the people problems, what you try to sell, what you try to help them. There at times I actually told them we are not right for you, or you're
Mm.
not. It will be waste of your time to spend money on us. So I think that's kind of like
Mm.
genuine understanding. And if you can help, please do your best job. If you can't help, or if you're not the right fit, then don't take the job as well. Because at the end of the day, it's very much about your reputation. So and have it sounds easy, but it's not easy. Uh,
Yeah.
and also keep your visibility and reputation as a company. So
Mhm.
getting
So I,
yourself to speak, uh, having a profile on LinkedIn also helps a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's incredible what you've shared, that most of your business is coming through word of mouth. That is the best form of marketing. And to repeat what you've said, you identified the niche and the need in the market. And then when you got that business, you did a great job of it. So it's multiple ingredients coming together to create that magic, which has helped you thrive in the past 10 years. There's definitely lessons to learn. Like you said, you're not creating anything new or complicated. You're just doing the best job you can, providing a solution for the problems that your clients have. Uh, Tied into your business development efforts, is your personal branding efforts. Like you just said, LinkedIn is so important for you to um, get clients in the market to be aware of 11K consulting and what you do. You have, I mean, 25,000 followers on your LinkedIn. You're very, very diligent about sharing your story as Sally and as 11K Consulting's founder. Can you share how you went about starting your LinkedIn journey and how you've stayed motivated to still sound so genuine on that platform?
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Regarding LinkedIn, I started it actively during COVID when we were all stuck at home. So
Right.
before COVID, we all do sale in person. We would never.
Same.
I would sign contract with you without meeting you in person. but COVID had changed a lot. So during COVID, I was stuck at home. I said, oh, I couldn't meet people. So the only way you could communicate online is through LinkedIn. In the sense, LinkedIn is the business platform whereby most of us have a LinkedIn profile. And that's how I really started, by being more feasible online. I did not really plan to have like lots of followers. I was just thinking about, I need to survive, I need to find clients.
I see.
Let's try LinkedIn. And that's how I start posting like one post per week to 3 posts per week to 5 posts per week to almost every day except holidays for the past 5 years. So I've been consistent in posting consistently over the past 5 years. And to the point, I realized the power of LinkedIn, that it did help us to attract big clients that I wouldn't even imagine I would approach. Some UK property developers and even TV appearance on Channel 4 in the UK. So they actually contact me through LinkedIn, and I hire my best 3 employees through LinkedIn over the past 3 years because they have been following me. They felt that I already know Sally, I already know what 11K is doing, and actually that kind of help me filter people out, in the sense that because we are already aligned in some way. So and to job interviews, it's kind of aligned already compared to a recruitment agency who just sent me random CV, who did not know us, did not know me. It was not as good as people who actually apply through LinkedIn. So again, I did not realize that until I have kind of done that consistently. So I don't try to be hard sell like you sell, but just like you and I now having a chat, how I would say in person, rather than pretending I'm another Sally online. And I don't want them to be disappointed. Oh, actually, the real Sally is not the same as the online Sally, because sometimes
No, I can attest to that. Online Sally is the same as offline Sally. And you've, I think, thank you for sharing those examples of successes that you've had through consistent sharing of your story in a genuine fashion on LinkedIn. You won business, and I'm sure you made a lot of friends as well. And I always, try and remind myself that B2B marketing is about human to human marketing. You're not talking to a computer or a machine. Like in B2C marketing, B2B is also from one person to another person who's making those decisions, whom you can influence through your words and your success stories. So your work is a great example of that. I want to move now to China, Sally. What is it that you have observed people get wrong about China? What are some of the myths you've busted? I mean, how do you get your customers to understand China? And I'm particularly keen on your response because we are living in a post-Trump tariff world where China's kind of come into the spotlight.
So I think, first of all, I always want to educate the client about the capacity and the size of China. When people come to us say, oh, I want to do China, I want to try China, I think they always do not realize how difficult it is. It is difficult, just thinking about the size of China. So I'll just give you this figure. So the whole Europe is around 744 million, whole Europe. And China itself is 1.4 billion. It's almost double. So when you think about, oh, I just I want, if like how you do UK market, German market are totally different, and now you want to do China as like to Europe. So just think about the effort you need to put into. And I just tell client, honestly, if you want to try China for 3 months, 6 months, it's not going to work.
Right.
To try Europe, and it's not going to work if you only think about, I'm just trying it for 3 to 6 months. Just thinking about it is a long-term commitment and investment. and you may not be ready, or you need to be a certain size in order to be ready. So I think just to be realistic about it, like yes, there are huge opportunities equally. At the same time, it is not easy in terms of the culture, the size, the complexity. So just be aware of it instead of thinking, oh, let's try. I think that kind of planning and understanding, doing your market analysis, understanding your positioning is so critical before you do anything about it. So I think that's the number one thing I always try to tell client. It's okay if you're not ready. It's okay if you don't use it, but at least you know where you're going.
Right.
And if it's really your right market as well, because some product may be suitable for the Chinese audience, some are not. So just do that piece of homework first.
Yeah.
Before you really, okay, let's go for it. And then you need really the right strategy. How does 1 year look like? How 3 years, 5 years look like? I think that is very important when you want to enter the Chinese market.
And I remember we were speaking earlier, and you talked about, when you meet a prospective client, you always start with lunch.
Yes. Yes. We count food a lot. That's how we bond together. It's kind of part of the Chinese culture. Very much often we want to know you as a person first, and the best way is not through Teams, it's actually through lunch,
Eating
through
together.
together,
Yes.
because you can't relax. You talk about work. You talk about you as a person, things that you wouldn't normally talk about in a business meeting. So that's how we can build trust and bond together over food. So yeah, so we
It's kind
have.
of like your first meeting with them over lunch is like their gateway into understanding Chinese people and Chinese culture.
Yes, yeah. So we kind of also kind of already act in that way, so that then it's help client as well to fast track their journey in working, doing businesses with Chinese people.
Interesting. And like we were speaking earlier about how you worked so hard to build your community and network online and offline. I know that you are the co-founder of the Chinese Mums and Business Club in London. You've been a committee member of the China Special Interest Group in London. What value has all of this networking brought to you personally and professionally? Networking can be intimidating and
Yeah,
very tiresome as well, especially for people who consider themselves introverts, and for whom maybe English is not a first language.
yeah,
Can you speak to your successes from networking?
yeah. I think networking treat as a also uh, part of your own business career development. So I think it is very true that who you know will help you to grow your business, whether you are in a job or running your own business. So treat it as a long-term investment for yourself. I even tell my colleagues, my staff, that you are doing networking not just for 11K, also for yourself. You add them on LinkedIn, it becomes also your personal connection for a long term. So yeah, over time, it really helps that you never know who is going to give you the next job or give you the business, or become your supporter, brand ambassador. So you just don't know. Having said that, you need to be also strategic in terms of where to go, because you just can't
Spray and pray. Yeah.
everywhere. So I think there are a few reasons of doing networking: either to be seen that you are part of a community, to educate yourself, to learn something new, to show support to your network, your clients, your partner, to show that you really care about them. I think that's kind of the three main reasons. And then there's a bit of fun as well. Sometimes you just
Of
go for
course.
fun.
Yes.
I think kind of the top three reasons are kind of to be seen, to learn, to build relationships, and to
And have
enjoy as
fun.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think you were part of Toastmasters as well. Am I right?
Yes. So, yes, before I have children, I was doing Toastmaster, which is a public speaking club globally. Yeah, started off in Singapore for like 5 years, and then in London for 5 years, and then I kind of stopped because I become too busy. But
Yes.
Toastmaster was really good investment.
Wow.
Yeah, because I realized as you become more senior, you spend a lot of time talking to people. As a yeah, and it's just a great skill.
Practice makes perfect, so it builds on confidence.
Yes,
Fantastic.
exactly.
I want to go back to your unofficial mentor, Andy. Um, you know,
Yes.
he seems to have really helped you, advised you at the right time, right place. Um, Talk to me about the role of mentors and also elaborate on him being your unofficial mentor.
Yes. So I think mentoring concept was actually quite new to me back in Asia. Like in Hong Kong, Singapore, I did not have the concept of mentoring or mentors. And then when I moved to London, I've had my first mentor in Toastmaster who teach
Okay.
me to do public speaking. And then I started, oh, there's a kind of mentor concept in the West. Uh, and then and then and then when I won my started at this crossroad in my career, then I met Andy. Back then I did not realize he was my unofficial mentor because I never asked him, can you be my mentor? I just
Yes.
asked him and gave him lots of my headaches, and then he gave me the solutions. And then now I reflect, actually he's my mentor, even though I don't call him a mentor, we don't have an official relationship.
Yeah.
And then over time I did have an official mentor called Kit. So Kit was a structured mentor. I actually asked him, can you be my mentor? And bless him, he did not charge me for his time. Every month we have a 2-hour session. I came up with an agenda, and then we talk through my agenda, my problem, and then he will guide me through things. And we did very disciplinedly, regularly over the past few years. To the point that now we have a business coach to coach me and my deputy MD every 2 weeks for 1.5 hours. So
Wow.
the list and the type of mentor or coaches you will evolve over time depending on your
Mhm.
own priorities. And I call unofficial mentor because I realize there may be people in your network that you always go for advice. You are not like a mentor-mentee relationship,
Yes.
but they are very willing to help you. And I guess it's a two-way street. The reason why my uh, official mentor kid mentor me without charging. So I did ask him, like, can you take some money? Can you charge me? But he said, no, you don't need to. I said, why you're so nice? Like teaching me without getting anything in return. So because he said he also feel very rewarding, like to kind of give back, and we have a good chemistry, and
Wow.
it's very rewarding for him to see the business grow because of his advice. So I
Excellent.
guess it's give and take that. And he also said that I can also learn things from you. So yeah, so I think it's a very much a two-way street relationship.
I
Uh,
love that. I think you
yeah,
highlighted something not too many people talk about is about that value generation on both sides. You
yeah,
know, oftentimes mentees see mentors as, they're going to help me. I'm going to ask questions and magically all the problems are going to be solved. But actually, mentees must also think about how can the mentors gain value from that time that they are connecting. I think that's an interesting way to think about the mentor-mentee relationship. And in your case, it has worked with your official and unofficial mentors.
yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
and I'm sure you are a fantastic mentor to your team as well, apart from being their boss and manager. Uh, you talked briefly about using LinkedIn as a way to filter out the non genuine applicants for roles you're hiring within your agency. Can you speak to me about, how you hire talent? Because that's what moves this engine and makes the magic at 11K happen. How do you approach not just hiring, but managing and leading your team? And I'm aware that your team is all Chinese because it's a business reason.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the hiring, managing, and leading of that team.
Yes, it's a very timely question because I'm literally hiring a new digital marketing specialist to join our team. And I also realized while the principles haven't changed, skills have changed, people
Mm,
are different
mm,
with the AI tools coming as well. So, but back to the hiring, I think the job description is very important. Starting with the job description,
yes.
because it actually represent who you are, and you
Yeah.
want to get the best talent to join you. So do it properly. Don't just copy and paste from somewhere. Make it like
Correct.
really for your company. Look into the gaps in your company, like looking really
Mm,
hard. What kind of talents we really need, and what kind of skill in order to get us going for the next 5 years. Not trying to repeat the same thing. So I think each hiring
yes.
opportunity to upgrade your company, as we are all people service company, not products. So people are really key to the
Key.
future of the
Yes.
company.
Mm,
So yeah, we have different interview processes. Always me and my senior team as well as my junior team, because we are a small team. So we make sure that person is culturally fit. While we look into the hard skill, soft skill is equally important to hard skill, I would say. If someone has all the technical skill but doesn't fit us, it's not going to work. But
yeah.
someone does fit us but do not have the skill, it also doesn't fit us. So we quite like look into that properly, and just thinking you want someone to work with you for the next 3 or 5 years. So it makes sense to spend a few hours during the interview
Mm,
process to make sure that you find the right talent. Um, uh, yes. In terms of leading and managing them, I think for us it's very much a empowering culture. That yes, you come here for a job, but it's not just a job, it's your career. You spend more time with us than your family properly. So
yeah.
let's make it work for each other. It's not like wasting each other time, and make sure that you are learning, you are growing your
Mm,
career. I think that's very important. I do have a huge sense of responsibility. If people come to work at 11K, we treat them like as good as possible, because we realize that they are also trading off their time, their skill with us. So we always make sure that we have regular meetings. Everybody has a mentor, line manager, to really recognize what they need in order to go to the next level. So again, we have very clear career goals. What do you
mm,
need to do in order to reach to the next level? And it's not like difficult. In the sense, it's all fair. And if you wish, why not? So I have promoted people like uh, 3 times within 2 years. I also have not promoted people uh,
mm,
2 to 3 years. It's all about your capabilities. I don't try to like delay people promotion because of
mm.
their age or because of the time, but really trying to be as fair as
Fair.
possible.
Yeah.
You can do it. Why not? It helped me. I can just delegate. I say that's my dream. That if you go. I don't need to do anything. That's like only how you can go. And for me, as a leader, it's so important for me to give opportunities for other people to grow. Um, uh, Otherwise, I mean, people will get bored easily.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's how you
I think learning from your own experience of having gone through boredom and monotony in your own career, I think
yes,
you've learned from that to now understand what are the needs of your employees as well.
yes,
Um, I think you've spoken about empowerment, which is so critical for people to feel the best versions of themselves on the job, to fully unlock their potential. And I think I loved also right from the start, work on your job description. And we see this all the time, right? There's so much copy pasting. Uh, some of the job descriptions almost sound robotic, like you want, I don't know, a robot to do the job. Um, so I completely agree with you, and it's clearly having results, because I think people in your organization have a tendency to stay for a very long time. You have a low attrition rate, which speaks to your leadership. Having said that, I'm very curious to know, Sally, from you, what do you consider is some of the biggest challenge today in the world of PR and communications?
Yeah, I think we are definitely facing a very, very challenging time. This year has gone a bit mad, I would say,
Mm.
with different external challenges, new digital tools, different political dynamic changes. For us as a comms team for our clients, like how do we communicate? What platform do we use? Is it still relevant? Like
Mm.
constantly changing. The skills that we need in future is totally different from 5 years ago. Um, Increasingly, just on a day-to-day job, we do use more digital marketing than PR. I mean, PR, yes, it's still important, but I would say it is not really the way. I mean, it is really hard to get client now to spend money on PR, I would say, uh,
Interesting.
compared to lead generation activities. So
I
increasingly, we
see.
are much more commercial minded in the sense that we
Right.
still have to show commercial values, not just PR values. So we are
Mm.
very much aware of that. So we have to be very agile. What are the new ways of doing things? How can we add value to our clients? Uh,
Right. So adding levels of service then to your clients.
yeah. So basically, we even need to think about what will set us apart, not
Hmm.
replaced by AI tools. Uh,
Yeah.
like if they can do a lot of content writing or they can do a lot of basic things, then why client would lead us to do those kind of things when they can find cheaper options, faster option to do that, which is
Mhm.
absolutely fine. We just need to realize the new challenges, new change in the way how we communicate and
I
why the
see.
client will still pay us to do things that no one else can do or can help them
Mm.
to do it better and faster.
It's,
So yeah,
it's a very interesting time then for you and for 11K to kind of reevaluate your suite of services, um, and how you continue to maintain your relevance within your target audience.
yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
and that's no easy feat, but it's kind of need of the hour,
Yeah,
and it's important to pat yourself on the back that you recognize that it's time for a reevaluation, because following that recognition will be action, after which 11K will hopefully thrive, and continue to stay relevant. uh, Looking back on your career, I want to know if there's something you would do differently or would have done differently.
uh, that is such a tough question. Anything else I would do differently? Uh,
I think the gap kind of says that no, you're happy with with the way things have evolved and shaped, which is amazing. Am I
I
right?
think the learning is uh, uh, please do treat every failure as a lesson. Uh,
Hmm.
I found this year is so tough because a lot of things have not gone as planned, and then I
Right.
need to react quickly, and it is really tough because you can't used to doing things in that way.
Yes.
But it's no longer working, and you need to adjust and keep yourself resilient and agile. Looking back, I think what have helped me to accelerate in my career is the willingness to learn and adapt. I think that is really important. And I see some people why they kind of stop going, and why people keep going is
Hmm.
because whether the person is willing to change. I think I also try to tell my team, like, we need to embrace all these changes. We just need to change
Find
in
a way to work
ways.
around them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll become irrelevant easily. So if anything I would change, I probably would get a mentor even earlier.
Wow. Okay.
uh, but I'm quite happy for how things evolve. I do believe things evolve for a reason.
Mm.
Um,
That's a great
it's, it's
mindset.
it's not like I don't have weaknesses. I have so many weaknesses I want to overcome. uh, and probably I would get do more financial training myself. Actually, I'm
Mm.
not good at numbers, and I wish I actually just done some financial courses to really understand numbers.
It's
And
never too late.
uh,
So, uh,
yes, yes,
and learning is always the key to help us stay resilient and become better adaptable to the future. It's always about keeping a learning mindset, and you know a lot about adaptability and embracing change because you've lived and worked in multiple countries: London, Hong Kong, Singapore. This move could not have been easy. What is a value that living and working in multiple countries has given you?
yeah. I consider it as a blessing. Well, it is challenging
Mm.
to like
Yeah.
accept yourself, embrace yourself into a company new culture. I actually hated London in my first 2 years, and I wanted to move back to Japan after 2 years. I now consider London is my home for
Home.
15 years now. Uh, um, Looking back over the past 40 years of my life, well, I'm
Yeah.
more than 40 years, but I think it really helped me to, I guess, make better connection with people from different cultures. So recently, I just came back from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. My first time there, uh, I recognize our cultures are so different, ways of working are so different. At the same time, I also feel quite connected in some way. I can easily spot some more common interests, and be respectful, appreciating differences. I think it's so important, especially in my world, trying to connect the West with the East and me
Yes.
being the ambassador of both sides of the world. So I think that experiences of living abroad definitely helped me to do what I'm doing now, and that's what I love as well. To expose to different
Find,
ideas, different.
Finding common ground
Yes,
in
yeah,
many ways. That's
yeah,
what it's helped you. I think for me too, having lived in more than 5 countries now, I think it's made me a more empathetic person, and you're easily able to put yourself in the other person's shoes, have more patience,
yeah.
and really, I think it makes you resilient. If you've done this once and you've excelled, you can do it again. Uh, so I think I want to ask you this. I've been itching to ask you this question. What does 11K stand for?
Yes.
Why
So
did
that
you name your agency?
yeah, yeah, it was my inspiration at 3 a.m. one morning. I remember that. So
PM.
I literally woke up and go to my desk. Oh, what is the distance between UK and different part of Asia, Beijing, Hong Kong, Singapore? And
See.
I figure out it's around 11,000 km. So 10 years ago,
Ah,
when I wanted to set up my own business, like bridging the UK and Asia, at the time I just think about UK, but now we are much more international. But 10 years ago, that's how I figure out. Oh, actually, the distance between UK and Asia on average is around 11,000 km. So okay, I'm going
see.
to call my company 11K. So that's our vision to bridge that 11,000 km distance. With
Right.
power of communications.
Okay, that is so apt. What an apt name. And thanks for sharing that explanation. I now come to my final question. Your journey as an Asian woman in the West, must have been so challenging. There have surely been moments of doubt. Sally, what is your secret to making things happen?
Yes, thank you. That is a really good question. I think there are, I guess, 3 ingredients to make things happen. You cannot make it happen without 3 of these ingredients. I think first, passion. Passion is still very important. If you don't love what you do, it's not going to happen. You can make it one time happen, second time, but if I ask you to do the same thing that you don't like for 10 years, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of passion that you actually enjoy what you do is very important. Second thing is again about the resilience, that if it doesn't work, it's okay. Try it again, do it again until you get better every time. That's the only way to make things happen. It's not going to work for the first time. If it's going to work for the first time, probably it's too easy for you. Try harder. And I think the third time is to be open-minded, because the world changed so fast, things change. If you just believe that, my old way will continue to succeed, it's not going to happen again. So I think having that open mindset to adapt and learn from other people, even I have like 20 years experience, I feel like I still know I still do not know many things. And I think having that open mindset to keep learning from your team, people who are in the 20, they teach me so many new things that I don't know. I think young people, please teach me how to use HubSpot yesterday. Literally, like a simple thing, but constantly learning from different people. I think that's kind of the 3 things that I personally need in order to really make things happen really well, and purposefully, and enjoy as well. Yeah.
Wow. So to recap, being open-minded, being passionate, and being resilient. And Sally, these are your ingredients that help you make things happen, but also, in your own words, help you live your life's purpose and mission, which is to have a positive impact on people around you. So with that, I really want to thank you for your time today, sharing your nuggets of wisdom through your lived experiences in life and at work. Thank you, Sally, and I can't wait for us to connect in person again sometime in the future. Take care.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And that's today's show. If you like this conversation, please give me a 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you're listening to your podcast.